Hello, you're watching Half New X, and today let's talk about a recently finished airing Chinese contemporary drama, 我要逆风去, Rising with the Wind. It is a 40-episode drama that has finished airing on the platform 爱奇艺. It is led by Gong Jun, Zhong Chuxi, Wu Xuanyi, Gao Zhiting. For more of the detailed information, I'll put it up on the screen here. This drama is based on a novel, and the writer of the novel is also on the team of the script writing. I'll give this drama a very precisely speaking 0.8 gold mine rating, and I can round it up to 1 gold mine. It is one of those dramas I would categorize as, unless you are a fan of any of the actors and you really just want to look at them, there is no urgent necessity for to check it out, because I don't think it provides any extra unseen before super entertaining value or anything like that that's out of the ordinary. It is by no means a bad drama production. It also has done many things far better than other similar dramas airing right now in Chinese dramaland. It's like Wen Kexing's line in Word of Honor, 全靠同行衬托. As usual, let me quickly introduce you to the story and then we're gonna go into the details. Our female lead character is a second-generation rich girl whose father owns a very big shoe-making brand and company that has been inherited in their family. At the beginning of the story, she will encounter the biggest crisis in her life when she loses her father and also loses legacy company. She manages to eventually save the original brand that the family has created and needs to resurrect that old brand and build it from ground zero. Whereas our male lead character is a very young, dashing, successful capital investment expert who got hired by this very big venture capital company. And he happens to be in charge of buying the female lead's family legacy brand and company. And our story is really these two people collaborating but also fight against each other on business end and gradually growing a romantic relationship until the end, reaching a form of resolution for both their personal relationship and the business future of this shoe brand. Synopsis aside, let's talk about first what is worth watching about this drama. Point number one, the production quality of this drama is pretty good. It's done by Hengxin Yinli, which is the company that has produced 苍兰诀 and 七世吉祥. The contemporary drama is another branch of this company, and it seems that they're testing waters in that genre with this project. In terms of how well this drama has performed, unfortunately, it's not very hot on iQIYI. I wouldn't consider it a flop, but it definitely didn't take flight. If we have to compare with Hengxin Yinli's other project that has come out also this year, 七世吉祥, then this drama has done better, but still probably lesser than what they anticipated. If we only look at the hardware of a drama production side of things, this drama is actually better than the average quality of contemporary metropolis focused on specific profession young adult dramas that also has a strong romantic line. This drama overall gives you a more realistic feel and more refined touch on everything. That gets mostly expressed on the visual end of things, which include camera work. No ridiculous camera movement. Includes framing, which are all looking very clean and nice. Color is reasonable and rich. That is not bleached in any particular weird way, and enough saturation, enough contrast, enough shadow, hardly any skin smoothing on the actors. So overall, it makes it more textured and refined. And then if you look at production design side of things, such as set design, costumes, it also is on the more refined and pretty. Maybe sometimes still a little bit too idealized and pretty and beautified than reality. But then since it also has that idol element, that romantic drama element, the fact that they casted Gong Jun and Zhong Chuxi, the two model-like actor and actress in Chinese dramaland, clearly the prettiness is also important to this drama. So if not anything, I think watching this drama is not gonna physically hurt your eyes or create any very terrible aesthetic assaults on you. And if you prefer the prettier overall dramas of a contemporary setting, this probably is one of the better ones we have right now. Number two, in terms of the plot and the business end of things that this drama describes, it mostly is reasonable and logical enough. It has a level of, like I said earlier, beautifying, idealizing, sacrificing certain detail explanation of things for the screen time of a romantic relationship. But overall, the actions of all characters in this drama can stand questioning of the basic logics. So basically in this drama, nobody is an nymphomaniac. Everyone is very reasonable and logical and rational. And they all have their priorities, their responsibilities with their social positions in whatever situation they're in. And usually they don't put the romantic relationship as the first priority, particularly in a relationship between our male lead and female lead who are constantly battling and doing that game theory thing of push and pull, testing each other's limits, trying to safeguard their own benefit to the most while still yield part of the power because they are also romantically attracted to each other. At no point they really fully lose their mind and lose their rationality because there's so much on stake and they have responsibilities to people they hire, the companies they work for, and that gets controlled at a very comfortable level. For people who love romantic dramas, you can enjoy a romantic storyline, but for people who care more about how realistic it really is, then you also wouldn't get offended much by how they depict the business world, how capital investment works, how buying companies, selling brands, how all those debate and negotiation and power play goes on in this type of business world. Also down to the daily interactions and actions and behaviors of every character, it also pretty much makes 100% sense. If a female character gets thrown into the car by the male character, she is active and intelligent enough to just jump out of the other door and run. Or even for a rich and successful business guy such as Gong Jun plays, when it's rush hour, he would take underground or subway instead of driving a car because driving a car will make him stuck in traffic and does not make logical sense. Like these things get considered in the drama so that it makes all the characters more believable and realistic. And even though I don't think that's a great virtue, it's already doing a lot better than certain other dramas that completely disregard the reality of 21st century living. Number 3, if you are a fan of Gong Jun, Zhong Chuxi, Wu Xuanyi, anybody that's featured in the drama, even including Wei Zheming, who is a guest star supporting role, does not have that much screen time but is through the whole drama there, then watching this drama probably is not gonna create any problems for you. I pretty much maintain my impression of all the actors I already had before I went into this drama after I watched this drama. So it is the type of it's nice to be in their portfolio, but it's unlikely to impact their portfolio for better or for worse type of drama. The last point is this drama is pretty accurate to its title, that Rising Against the Wind would actually be the real translation in Chinese. And if you watch it to the very end, you'll see that both the leads have a form of going against the wind in their own way. At least that shows they did think through the script and how the title is going to encapsulate the meaning of the drama. It also is indeed, from episode 1 to the last moment, always talking about the thing represented by the male lead character of how do you balance the finance end of the business of capital investment and the manufacturing industry, the realistic things of getting something made. How can you bridge these two end of things and make both parties in a deal benefit from that? He probably represents the ideal version, and the story does eventually arrive at its own resolution. Maybe it's a little bit too idealistic. Also, it lacks enough detail throughout the 40 episodes to actually give you the whole picture very clearly, but still it's there. So you can tell that this drama is not 100% a romantic contemporary drama that just picked two different professions or different areas of life as the casket, and underneath it, it's all just romantic bubbles. It really is trying to talk about what it's trying to talk about, although it's not so well done. Now let's talk about things that are not so perfect about this drama. Number 1, this drama is original voice from the actors. It's contemporary drama, and Gong Jun's line delivery is still not enough. There's a kind of clumsiness in the way he speaks his lines. It just does not flow very naturally. He still has the problem of very monotone voice that doesn't make basically the listener understand what he's saying easily. Voice quality is also a little bit problematic. He becomes totally two different people. One is when he's quiet and not laughing and not talking, and the other is when he's too happy and talking. Immediately, it's just like not working. for that role that he's doing. And that's something he needs to figure out as an actor. I really wish people around him tell him very honestly that get a mirror and then do your best to figure that out and get a dialogue coach to get your line delivery sorted out. Particularly when it's compared to Zhong Chuxi, who actually is a lot better at line delivery, who doesn't have the problem of when she's doing different facial expressions, she may actually bring you out of the story just because of how her face moves. So when they're paired up in a moment in acting, often the female lead character overpowers the male lead actor. In an ideal world, you probably want the male lead and the female lead to be pretty much on par. Point number 2, too long. 40 episodes, really unnecessary. If it's an ideal world, I would give this drama a maximum 24 episodes. It's enough to tell this romantic story, to tell the female lead's sort of phoenix nirvana journey, the brand's nirvana journey. It's enough. And it will be a lot more exciting to watch instead of now 40 episodes. And it has a significant chunk that's focused on the female second and male second, played by Wu Xianyi and Gao Zhiting. It is a very laid back, very lazy, and 95% of the time having no energy relationship. It really didn't get to any form of result until the very last couple of episodes. By then you're kind of like already completely lost interest. So often when their story shows up, I cannot resist the urge to speed through it. For storytelling purpose, it really is very redundant. And then if you develop from that point, which is another problem, I think this drama just very unfortunately doesn't have the luck of having any kind of really workable chemistry between the leads. Whether it's the male lead, female lead couple, or the male second, female second couple, both couples are bland on their own, like the male lead character, female lead character, female second character, male second character. On their own, they're reasonable and watchable character, and they don't have a significant problems, whether it's on paper or in terms of the actor's performance. But when they're put together, it's just like nothing extra happens. It's something that you cannot force. You kind of have to have that ability to sense if it's gonna work out between your potential candidates and who works best with who, and a part of that is also due to blind luck. Unfortunately, this drama just doesn't have that. So to me, I'm watching very pretty people playing out stories that are reasonable enough, but I feel little gut reaction. You have very little engagement with it. At least that's how it worked on me. Then the final point is kind of already the last point of the positive point I've already talked about, which is for this type of drama, you really need to give it peak and valley, right? For any drama, you want to have the constant ride of something goes up, goes down, the energy is constantly pulling between the extremes. And that's how you make cliffhangers, you make it engaging, you make people care about the fate of your characters. In a drama, you kind of don't really. It's not like skiing in a mountain. Don't quite know exactly what's going to happen next, and it's very exciting and dangerous, but also it makes the whole sport sexy. This drama is not. This drama is like a huge lake that's completely frozen and it's perfectly safe for you to skate on it, and it's all smoothed out. It may be another type of fun, but there's very little excitement. And when it comes to that whole idea about how you balance the finance and the manufacturing industry, I know they're doing it, and I know they kind of gave it a solution, but it's not detailed enough. They haven't actually shown you all the steps and all the difficulties and all the dramatic twists that can happen with such a business plan and deal, and how that plays into people's personal relationship. It really wasn't detailed enough for you to actually understand exactly what goes on and how is that something that's worth watching. So that's a missed opportunity in that sense that I can see the potential, but I feel the people who are, like trying to steer this boat are not so skillful. And those are pretty much everything I can think of about the drama 我要逆风去 Rising with the Wind. I am just so peacefully okay with everything about this drama, to the point that I think within half a year's time, I'm gonna forget 90% about what this story is talking about. So that should be the end of this video. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.